What's going on, TW fans? Thomas here, bringing you this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. We are working our way through April. Spring has sprung over here. Hopefully the fishing's good in your neck of the woods as well, regardless of where you're at. Maybe you're still got some cold water, you got some warm water, spring is, doing its thing over there. We got all kinds of stuff for you today. We got a lot of stuff, in fact, so we're gonna go through this kind of quick. So if there's anything you want to check out some more details on, make sure to head to tacklewarehouse.com. We got full descriptions of everything on there for your guys' education. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to jump in with a new reel from Pflueger. We have the Pflueger Supreme XT spinning reel. So really, really nice spinning reel. I mean, this thing is super lightweight. That's due to that magnesium body, and it's also just really, reliably rotating, smooth operating reel. So it's got 11 bearings packed into this thing, giving you that smoothness. And it also has a carbon rotor system and aluminum gearing. So you're just gonna get a really high performance spinning reel out of this thing. Packs a ton of drag on here, and it's really smooth drag. I think that's really important with spinning reels, especially if you're using lighter line. You want that weight distributed throughout your line, and that smooth drag system does that, so you have less of a chance of breaking on there. Also has a braid ready spool, so I mean, you are ready for action, no tape tricks, nothing like that. Ready to spool it up with whatever line you want. So that's the Pflueger Supreme XT spinning reel. You can check it out on our site. All right, let's take a look at a whole new rod series as well. This time from Dobyns. We have the Dobyns Maverick series of rods. I got the casting rod in my hand here, but we also have a spinning rod as well. And believe it or not, we got the new Maverick series of reels as well, casting and spinning. Those are available for pre-order, so not in quite yet, but the rods are here. You're gonna wanna check them out. So with this one, what Dobyns is trying to do is give us a nice premium rod that we've come to expect from them, but with a really angler-friendly price point. So everything in this series, casting rod, casting reel, spinning reel, all $100. So if you're looking for that Dobyns quality to just go through and refigure your whole setup with, this might be the one you want to look to, because it is a really affordable option, but you're still getting nice premium premium components in this one. So it's actually all Mitsubishi components through this thing. So you're getting a nice setup, and it's a Kevlar wrapped blank as well to increase the durability and strength of this thing. Nice and well balanced on it, lightweight, and they have a ton of models that are all technique specific. So you're not losing out on any of those technique specific options that you usually see in the tournament caliber rod. So you're getting a more budget friendly rod, but you're still getting that high performance options out there. Sea guide train on this one, nice comfortable EVA grips, so all weather operation. And just cool, nice components throughout, and affordable. So you're gonna wanna check out that whole series from Dobyns. Again, the reels are available for pre-order right now, but the rods are here and ready to rock. All right, let's jump into some baits. First up, we're gonna start with some new stuff from Z-Man. We have the Z-Man Shaking My Head worms. So this one was designed in conjunction with Brian Latimer, nice pro angler out there, knows a lot about a worm. These things are awesome. So it's made with that, as you just saw with that stretchiness, made with that ElaZtech material. So this thing is gonna stand up to a ton of fish, really abrasion resistance, bite resistant, got a lot of stretch to it. This thing is gonna last and last and last. Got great colorways to it, and that ElaZtech material is also nice because it's really buoyant. So when you pair this up with maybe the Z-Man Shaking My Head jig heads, you're gonna get that foraging position that bass just cannot resist. So with this jig head that's designed to be paired with it, you have a flat head that meets up perfectly with the nose of that bait we were just talking about. Nice wire keeper on this one, really strong, sharp hook, and that head design, kind of more of a narrow design, gives a ton of deflective action as you're working this along maybe some rocky bottoms. Doesn't snag up as much either, so that's really nice. So you got a couple of options from Z-Man. That was the Shaking My Head worms and the Shaking My Head's jig head. All right, we got another worm for you here. This one, Daiwa and Yamamoto. It's the Daiwa Yamamoto Neko crawler worm. I like this thing a lot. Got a lot going on for it. So it's made for the Neko rig, wildly popular. If it's not a finesse technique that you're using, you need to start. It gets a ton of bites. So up in the nose, you have a flat nose section, which is perfect for rigging a nail weight of any kind you want, whether it's the screw lock kind or just some of the inserts. It's gonna accept any of those nail weights up front. And then you have this nice tapered body that ends with a bulbous head in the back here. So it's gonna give you a ton of quivering action that really makes that Neko successful. They include a band in this one, a kind of a break in the ribbing right in the middle, so you kind of know where to set up your O-ring. I actually like rigging it a little bit farther towards the head. It just seems to get a little bit more tail action out of it. But regardless, you're getting, Daiwa's really attention to detail on this thing, combined with Yamamoto's legendary plastic. So it's a really awesome worm. Definitely check them out on the website because there's a ton of great color options for you, but just cool for your Neko rig. All right, moving along here. We got another new plastic for you, this time from Bass Assassin. We have the Bass Assassin Woopah Craw. So any of your crustacean gobbling greenfish out there, they are gonna eat this thing up. So just a nice versatile little craw bait to it. So the body here kind of tapers towards the end, so it's gonna make it slip into vegetation really well. Maybe you're using it on a Texas rig. You can even do some light punching and flipping with this thing. But I mean, it's super versatile. It doesn't have to be just on a Texas rig. I mean, you can Carolina rig this thing. You can throw it on the back of your favorite vibrating jig. You can pair it up with that, Shakey head that we were talking about earlier. So this thing, you can just do a lot with it. Couple appendages sticking off from the end here. They have little cupped wings at the end, so it's just gonna give it great independent kicking action, whether you're swimming this thing on the back of that vibrating jig like I was talking about, dragging it along the bottom with a Carolina rig. You're gonna get a ton of action out of this thing. Infused with some bang scent, so it's just gonna help expand your strike zone, call those fish in a little bit better. So just a cool little craw option for you. All right, now let's take a look at a new hook. I'm really excited for this one. We got the new Owner Haymaker EWG worm hook. This thing is super cool. So it's a pretty robust hook. You're gonna be able to do a lot with it, and it's got a really extra wide gap to it. So it's gonna accommodate the bulkiest plastics you have. So, that worm hook is in the name, but you can absolutely use, kind of oversized creature baits with this one. This one almost fishes like a nice straight shank worm hook, but you're gonna just get an incredible hookup ratio because they have a kind of a nosed up hook position on this. And it's just super sharp hook, and that nosed up position is just gonna really maximize your hook set. So if you ever have a problem with your hookup ratio, give one of these a try and you're gonna start sticking all those fish that you're missing. Another nice thing with this one, it is encased in a silky gray finish. I like that kind of matte gray look to it, kind of disguises your hardware a little bit, get those fish to focus on your bait rather than the terminal tackle, but it's also really, really smooth, so you're gonna get quick penetration on this thing. And again, just maximizing that hookup ratio, that's what this one is all about. So you're gonna wanna check out this new Owner hook. All right, now we got a slew of new stuff from Jenko's. So for all my crappie masters out there, we got some cool stuff for you. I'm excited about these, especially this spring. So first up, we have the Jenko Slasher Head. It's a cool little jig head. As you can see, super small, meant to pair up with little baits and target crappie, but you can absolutely target bass with it as well. So up front, you have that pill head design. What that's gonna do is actually increase a little bit of action to it. That pill head is gonna kind of slash, that's hence the name, in the water as you're jigging this one, kind of dart back and forth a little bit. In that pill head, you also get a nice 3D eye to it. A little hint of realism, but also a good strike point for the fish. They know where to hit this thing. Right behind that head, you got a nice molded wire keeper system. To whatever little trailer you want to throw on this thing, it's gonna stay secure. And then it has the Jenko Reaper hook on back. I like this hook for a couple reasons. It's got kind of that sickle design to it almost, which is nice for hookup ratios, but also has a little bit of flex. Oftentimes you're fishing brush piles with these things, so that little bit of flex is gonna prevent it from hanging up, but it's still strong enough to make sure that you're not turning any of those fish loose. So a cool little jig head from them. If you're looking for something with a little bit more attraction to it, from Jenko, we have the Big T Whirly Bird jig head. So again, that pill design up front with the eye in there, so you can get a little enhanced action, but right behind it, we got all kinds of stuff going on. First up, you have this smooth rotating prop, gonna add a little bit of flash, maybe a little bubble trail to it, so just increase the action on some of these smaller baits that maybe they don't have the best action, so you're just gonna get a different kind of look, profile, and feel to it, so these fish can really locate it. Behind that, you have a tied and epoxied wire keeper system, so again, as vicious as the strikes can be, or maybe numerous strikes, they're not gonna be able to pull your plastic off. It's gonna increase the life of your plastic, less time rigging, less money spent burning through your plastics. So I like that a lot. And then on this one, you're not looking at a Jenko hook, you're actually looking at a little Mustad hook. So super strong, reliable. You're gonna be able to set the hook in confidence with these things. So even if you got that trophy crappie on the line, you're gonna get it back to the live well. All right, let's take a look at some plastics that we can pair up with these things. So again, from Jenko, we have the new Jenko Big T Fry plastic. These things are super cool. So you got kind of a shad-shaped, baitfish profile up front, and then it tapers down to this little quivering tail. And this thing, shimmies, shakes, quivers with every little twitch of the rod or even change in the water current. I like these things a lot. They have a couple of different sizes, so you can go with this, I say bigger, but it's still pretty small, or you can go with the ultra finesse smaller models here. So the sizing options are great, and the colorways are unbelievable. So definitely check them out on our website. Got a ton of colors. If you want a little bit different of a profile, you can go to the Big T Paddle Fry. So a really cool one down here. You just have a little bit of different tail. So you still have that bulbous kind of shad, bait fishy profile up front, and then you have the paddle tail in back. So you're just gonna get a quivering little paddle tail, kind of reminds you of a pollywog maybe, but just a different look for the fish. So I would grab a couple packs of each of these, kind of match the fish's mood. Again, ton of awesome colors, so you're gonna wanna check them out on tacklewarehouse.com. All right, so let's kind of upsize again here, sticking with some terminal stuff. We got some new stuff from Crusher Lures. First up is the Crusher Shaker S Shaky Head. Just a nice little round ball shaky head. You know, with that round ball, you're gonna get a ton of action, a bunch of different deflections on there, and it's not gonna hang up too much if you're fishing in rocky terrain or working through hard cover. It's just gonna come through that a little bit easier while still deflecting and rocking and rolling down on the bottom, calling those fish in with some tremendous action. Got a screw lock keeper coming out of the head of this one, so whatever plastic you do pin on here, be it a worm, maybe it's that Woopah Craw, whatever you want to throw on this thing, it's going to stay pinned on there. And then we have a nice must-add hook, you know, for sure hookups, confident hook sets, you're going to get that fish back to the boat. Another terminal one from Crusher Lures. We have the Crusher Lures legendary Swimbait head. I like this thing too, pretty cool. So this one has a recessed line tie, just like that shaky head that we're looking at. You don't always see that on some of these Swimbait heads. So if you're maybe fishing just a Swimbait standalone on this one, you're gonna be able to kind of tick it along the bottom, bump it into those rocks. That little recessed line tie is just gonna protect your knot a little bit. So I do like that. The head of this thing itself has kind of some channels cut into it. And that does a couple of things. One, I think it looks nice, almost looks like some gill rakers to it, but it also is gonna direct the flow of the water as you're running this thing through the water. So whether you are fishing a standalone Swimbait or on the back of an umbrella rig, it's just gonna keep this thing from rolling over or washing out too much, regardless of your retrieval speed. Screw lock keeper on the back here to pin your trailer on it. And then we have a nice 60-degree Gamakatsu jig hook on this thing. So again, just confident hook sets. This thing isn't gonna bend, break, or fail in that 60-degree line tie. Just makes it in the perfect pulling point for your swim baits. Again, whether you're rigging it standalone or on your favorite A-rig, umbrella rig, whatever the case may be. All right, cool. Let's transition into some line. We got a couple new options from Savage Gear. So first up, we have the Savage Gear HD4. This is the Adrenaline braid. So really nice braid. So it's a 4-strand braid. That's where that HD4 name comes from, but it's woven tighter than other braids on the market. So you're just gonna get a little bit smoother performance. So with these things, near zero stretch, so ton of sensitivity, whether you wanna use it on a spinning setup or you're flipping pitching with this thing. So you get a ton of sensitivity and a ton of strength. So just a nice premium braid. It's gonna sail through your guides really well. Silicone infused, so you're gonna get a little bit of a quieter performance. But if you're looking for the silent performance, Savage Gear's got you covered with that as well. We got the HD8 silencer braid. So similar construction to the previous one, but now you're gonna get an 8-strand braid. Woven again, really, really tight, so it's gonna be an ultra round braid. Gonna sail through your guides really, really quietly, so you're gonna get smooth performance out of this one. Again, silicone infused to enhance that silence, and you're gonna get the same properties that you always want from braid. Incredible strength, so whether you're flipping, pitching, you know, heavy cover, whatever the case may be, you're gonna get that near zero stretch, so maximum sensitivity. Again, whether you wanna use this thing on a spinning rod or your favorite casting outfit, it can do it all. So you're getting all the great properties of braid, but with this 8-strand, it's gonna be really, really quiet. All right, got a ton of new stuff that we checked out. Let's show you how we're gonna get it to the water. Got some new storage options from Flambeau. So now these are really mobile storage options. So we got the Flambeau IKE Speed Sling Pack. So I mean, this is for my kayak anglers, my pond hoppers, my stream jumpers. I mean, you can take it on a boat too, whether you're running down the lake with a 250 on the back of your boat or you're using that pedal power on your kayak. So just a ton of great features on this one. Actually comes with 2 boxes, one 5000 series and one 4000 series. You got a ton of different pockets on here. You got ways that you can latch a rod onto this one. Got that nice sling pack, 1-strap design. So just really, really mobile. Water resistant fabric, super durable zippers, and it even has a waterproof pocket up front. So if you want to store your keys, your cell phone, anything that you don't want to get damaged by water, maybe you take a slip and fall down the bank, maybe it just get a sudden squall and some rain comes through, you can keep all that stuff dry and protected in that waterproof pocket. But like I said, the whole thing is actually water resistant and really, really durable as well. So if you want to overload this thing, get the whole kitchen sink in there, you can do that without worrying about the straps failing. So nice ultra mobile design. Now, I said the kitchen sink. If you want to throw even more at it, you can step it up to the Flambeau IKE 5TK Backpack. So kind of similar construction. You're getting that nice durable water resistant fabric. You actually have a waterproof bottom on the bottom side of this thing, but it's just gonna be a lot bigger. So you're gonna be able to store everything you want. You have top opening and top pocket here. You can enter the main compartment right here. Got pockets all over this thing. So, tackle absolutely, tools, electronics, whatever you need to pack in here, you can. You get that same waterproof pocket up front to again protect keys, electronics, wallet, whatever you need. And we have these nice colorway hits on here that are actually reflective, so you can get a little bit of a safety property to it. Maybe you're doing some night fishing, whatever the case may be, we got you covered. So a cool way to get all this fun new gear to the water and back. So make sure you check it out on tacklewarehouse.com. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. As always, if you want to learn more about these products or to shop for them, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And as always, let us know in the comments which one of these things you're most excited to use this spring, this summer, this whenever. We'll see y'all next week.